like to welcome you to this edition of Country Cooking. This one here is kind of our fall Halloween, my fall Halloween special. I have a really easy pork chop apple and stuffing recipe we're going to do today. It was submitted by Jean Werekamp. She's down by Hartford. Her son Reed kind of lived with us this late summer, whatever. He came up to help combine, and then of course with him here it rained, so he didn't get to. But he said his mom had this really good recipe, so he did bring it back and shared it with me. So now I'm sharing it with you guys. What you need is, it says 6 boneless pork chops, 1 package of chicken stovetop stuffing, and a can of apple pie filling. So this is really a simple meal. We're gonna brown the pork chops on both sides. It doesn't say anything about seasoning. And my son told me that next time you make it, you need to season the pork chops now. So we are gonna season them. And then we're gonna brown them before we put them in the pan, the baking pan. So I'll just go ahead and of course I forgot the salt and pepper. And you just want to get a nice brown on each side because they will bake in the oven for an hour. So just open the little frying pan. Maybe I need a new set of kettles with bigger frying pans if I'm going to make stuff like this. No, we got it. Season this side. Okay, I'm going to take it over the cooktop and I'll start browning these. We'll take a break for a second while these are browning. I think you guys all know how to brown pork chops. So Valley will show you some fun things on their homepage or whatever, commercial, and we'll be right back with you.
Valley Telecommunications, the home team advantage.
This is the team you want on your side.
Taking you to the future with hometown pride.
Broadband, TV, phone services too.
Bringing the latest technology home to you. Valley Telecommunications, the home team advantage.
Okay, the pork chops are browning, so while we wait for them to brown, you need to mix up the stuffing according to package directions, and what it is it's 1.5 cups of boiling water and 1/4 cup of butter or margarine, and you put that in the saucepan, which I've already done, it's been boiling, and then you add the stuffing mix. They're sealed really good, so you shouldn't have to worry about your bread cubes being stale. And you add this. Oh, it smells like stuffing. It's just, I mean, it is stuffing, so yeah, it's gonna smell like it, but it makes me think Thanksgiving is coming up, and I just love homemade stuffing. It's gotta be from scratch. And I lost the lid. Okay, then you wanna cover it and let it set for 5 minutes. So we'll do that. We'll get the pork chops brought over here. Actually, I'm going to let them brown just another little bit while I get the apple pie filling together. This is so simple, like I told you. It's 1 can of the apple pie filling, which is 20 ounces. Gonna scrape that in our greased baking pan. You know, who knows, if you got a recipe for apple pie filling that you want to use, you know, this is the time of year where the apple orchards and that, they're picking their apples. You can even make your own filling from scratch if you'd like. Which, when we were in Rochester this last week, I did buy apples, but I haven't done anything with them yet, so you guys are going to have to watch me do it with hand. So anyway, just lay that out in the bottom of your pan. And then you put your pork chops on top of that. I don't think our stuffing's quite had the 5 minutes yet, so we'll have to wait just a couple of minutes. So this is what you have so far. You're gonna put it in the oven at 350 degrees and bake it for 1 hour. And Jean kind of altered the recipe a little bit. It said to do it at 375 and then uncovering after 30 minutes. So she recommends doing it at 350 for an hour. You can just keep it covered through the whole thing. So that's what we'll do. Since she submitted it, we'll do it her way. This is, yeah. Then you just fluff your stuffing with the fork and you pour that over the top. See how quick and easy that was? Now all we have to do is pop it in the oven, covered for 1 hour, and that'll be just about right for lunchtime. We'll take a break and be right back.
It's our best high-speed internet offer ever. Sign up for high-speed internet from Valley and get an Apple iPad mini for just $50, plus get free installation. Existing customers can upgrade to our 20 meg 5 meg speed and get an iPad mini for just $50. Call Valley today at 437-2615.
We got the pork chop apple stuffing in the oven. We're gonna kind of do this with the Halloween theme. Let's say we're having a Halloween party, company is coming. Want the house decorated a little bit. So this episode, we're only doing a couple recipes that have cooking, and I kind of pre-did a lot of it. But one thing I want to show you how to do, and these are so cute, it's, I bought the styrofoam pumpkins at Hobby Lobby, and I wanted to make this cute little owl, which we do have the instructions for him, and I'll send it with Lisa. This is no carving whatsoever. What I did was, the little stem was part off at Hobby Lobby, and most people would push it aside and say they didn't want it. Well, I took that one, and I have the stem, but I added a little dowel to it to connect them. And so we're gonna make this little guy with the styrofoam, and then you just take 4 brown cupcake liners and 3 white cupcake liners, and I used craft scrapbooking sticky stuff to adhere everything, and then I have the black gross green ribbon for the beak and the feet. So we're going to go ahead and try it on a real pumpkin. That's what the recipe called for, so that's what we're going to try. And I did the same thing here. I just skewered these together so that he doesn't fall apart. And we're going to go ahead and take our goodies. Like I said, you need, okay, I counted wrong. You need 2 brown, 3 white. And then for the center of his eyes, I use brown paper bags. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and do our pumpkins with real pumpkins. And what you need to do is you need to take one of the brown cupcake liners, sorry, got pipe cleaners on my mind because we have another fun one we're gonna do, and cut them in half. And you can just kind of eyeball it. And then you're going to take one of the white ones and also cut that in half. And as long as we're cutting, let's do the rest of our cutting that we need to do. I took 2 pieces of black gross grain ribbon, and one of them is 1 inch, 2 of them are 1 inch. The other is 3/4 of an inch, and we're gonna make these into his little feet, so you gotta cut a couple little triangles out of the bottom. So we'll just cut that out. They don't have to be perfect. I mean, my toes don't match. I'm sure the owl doesn't care if his don't either. Do that on both of them. Instead of Rachel Ray today, I'm Martha Stewart. Okay, so then you end up with his little feet. On the other one, we're gonna take and start on the finished edge, and you wanna cut towards the cut edge because we're gonna go off just a little bit to make the beak. And you don't even have to be perfect in the corner with that because you are gonna cut it down. And then again, turn it the other way so you get a beak over on this side. And you wanna make sure you got a real sharp scissors when you're doing that. So then you have his beak, and I'm off, so we'll just cut this to make it look even. So then you have just the point with the flat top for his beak. So, okay, we got that part done. We'll just take this grass here and we'll shove it over here. So you wanna, they say to go ahead and secure the head to the pumpkin by using hot glue gun. And then you wanna cut 2 circles, the bottom of a cupcake liner for his eyes. So we can go ahead and do that. And I'm not gonna use I'll use hot glue on it. We'll go according to the recipe. And we do have a copy of this for the Valley homepage so you can get the size. I did the hard work for you because it was kind of a pain trying to figure out how big to make these. But so you just hot glue it in the bottom, and we'll do that with this one. And of course I used ink pen, so I want to make sure I got the pin side with the glue on it so we don't have any blue. Don't want to look like you got in a fight with someone who has a black eye, you know. So we'll add that. And then it calls for small black dots for the inner eye yet. And what I did was I just took one of my highlighters and traced around the bottom of it, so you can use anything that's maybe even a dime or a penny would work size-wise, and just put a dot of glue on the back of that and then lay that in the center. See, now these are something you can do with your kids, your grandkids. This would be a neat project for teachers to do at school with their classes. You know, kids get their pumpkins, they can come in, there's no knives involved, so I mean, that's one thing. You can use glue sticks or scrapbooking adhesive, like I said, so then you won't even have to really worry about hot glue if you have a bunch of kids in your class. But, so here's the owl's eyes. Okay, once we get the eyes done, then we're gonna go ahead and create these are his eyelashes, half of the brown one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put those on the pumpkin first, and then we're gonna add the white to the pumpkin. So I have to have him facing me. Don't mean to have my back to you, but it's gonna be there for a little bit. Okay. So anyway, well, do it this way. We're gonna add his eyelashes now, so you just need to add some hot glue to the back here. and figure out where you want his face to be. It looks pretty good. Rub that on. And then you're going to take one of the white ones and do the same thing. Hot glue it. And set that right inside the brown one. And then again, we need another one. Halloween is fun. I just don't like carving pumpkins like I used to when my kids were younger. So I would much rather decorate this way. I don't have all the mess to clean up then either. And these are pretty cute and pretty easy. So as you can see, he's got his eyes and his eyelashes. And then we're just gonna take that triangle piece of ribbon and we're gonna attach just some glue to the top edge that wasn't cut. And we're gonna add his beak. And then for his feathers, his arms, we're gonna take again and put glue on the white one. See, if you look, mine are reversed now. I have a tall, big-headed owl, and now I have a short, large-headed owl. They're different because this is the way that it just worked out. So anyway, and then you just kind of figure out where you want to place his feathers so that they're visible. And then add glue to the brown one. And for you people that are in the Harriet area, whoops, I did it backwards. I was supposed to do the white one first. This little pumpkin, he'll be sitting in at the Valley office. So if you think you want to do this and want to see what it looks like, you're more than welcome to go in and get a good peek at him. So there you've got your your owl, and all we got left to do is add his feet. And being he's got such a short, chubby little body, his feet are going to hang down there. There, we did a pumpkin, and look, it took what, 5 minutes, if that? So here's a quick, easy way to do cute pumpkin designs without having to use a knife. Some other ones that I will give the ideas to Lisa with are you can spray paint pumpkins. Like I did have one, but I didn't get it spray painted. Shame on me. I was going to spray paint it black and use white upholstery tacks or thumbtacks and write boo on it or eek or stuff, so you can do that. You can add ribbons to your real pumpkins, so you can decorate your pumpkins without actually ever having to take a knife and carve them. So anyway, this is our part of our decorations for Halloween this year. And then you know what, with this one here, I'll just be in sticky and it's styrofoam. I can take him apart and use the pumpkins at Thanksgiving time for my centerpiece. So I'm dual using that little guy. Okay, we're gonna take a break for a minute while I get this moved out of the way, and we're gonna do another thing for you to do with your kids and grandkids and hand them out for Halloween treats, and we'll be right back.
Choose your special offer with Valley Cellular. You can either choose from BOGO, where you buy one smartphone for $49 and get the second one for free on certain devices, 3 months of free voice service, or a $100 signing bonus. Valley Wireless is nationwide cellular service with local customer service. Call or stop by today to take advantage of this great offer.
Okay, we got our table decoration done, the cute little owl. Our pork chop, apple stuffing, recipes in the oven cooking, but we gotta have dessert. If we got company coming and it's close to Halloween, this is a really cute cake you can do. I'm calling it the chocolate bat cake. What you do is make 2 round chocolate cakes, and I just stuck my fingernail in that. And you cut your humps off so they lay nice and flat. And you take a 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream and bring it just to the boiling point. You don't want to boil it, you just want it right there. And then you take 14 ounces of chocolate, candy melts, chocolate almond bark, whatever you have on hand. And I was even just kind of wondering if chocolate chips would have worked, but we're using the almond bark. So you pour that into your hot cream and you just start to stir until it's smooth and melted. And slops all over the place. I should have my apron on, but I don't. I'm gonna have the camera lady leave her camera for a minute and come stir this, because I would like to get the icing in my piping bag before this is totally done, because I have to do another step. And I wasn't thinking, so I'm gonna make her work a little bit. She's gonna stand here and stir that for me. Thank you. Really great. You all know Lisa.
And I'm screwing up.
You know Lisa, you see her every Wednesday night. She calls out the bingo numbers for us, and she always has me holding my breath thinking, this is it. But nope, not yet.
Yeah, I'm the bingo lady.
An awesome video, tape recorder, whatever you call this position. She's so good at her job. All my flubs she corrects, makes me look like I know what I'm doing. So anyway, what I'm doing over here is I'm taking some frosting, and I'm using my decorator's frosting because I had some left from a wedding cake I did this weekend. And so I'm gonna use that for the filling on this back cake. And what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna take it and make swirls. And we're just gonna swirl on top of here, just to give it some icing. And we're gonna do it all the way around the cake. How's that come? Not smooth yet, huh?
Nope.
Never fails. I never have enough icing in my pastry bag when I want it. But maybe we can make this work. It'll work.
Oh, we're gonna have to put it on the stove for a little bit.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to, I think. Okay, anyway, sorry about
Back to
that.
my position.
Lisa's going back to her position, and for some reason this doesn't want to melt down, so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it on the stove and heat it up. But before I do that, I'm gonna then, as you can see, we've got the first chocolate layer cake, icing of your choice if you want to use a cream cheese frosting recipe you have, or canned frosting from the grocery store, whatever you want. You can use whatever white frosting you prefer to use. And if you're really a chocoholic, you could even do chocolate, but I think that might be a bit much. And then we're going to set the cake on top of that, and we're not going to push hard, we just want it to hold it. And so this is what we have. Now let's get this heated up. Maybe my chocolate should have been chopped a little finer. And I don't know if this is right or not, if you should really be heating chocolate back on the stovetop. I think chocolate gets to a certain temperature and it does funny stuff. So if somebody knows if I'm correct on that, let me know if I was correct. But it's doing okay. It's not separating on me. and it is melting down, so we'll go ahead and just keep stirring this. Hopefully get it smooth. It's getting there. It's working. Okay, so we got the chocolate ganache, however you say it, done. And now to do this part where you just start in the center of your cake and pour. And that's why I have a cookie sheet below, because it's gonna run over the edge of the cake. It's gonna run over the edge of the little cake plate thing that it's sitting on. And it's gonna run onto this pan. And that's why you have a cookie sheet underneath to catch all that extra gooey stuff. And what, I'm calling it the bat cake. What we're gonna do here after this cools just a little bit, where we can move it into the refrigerator, we're gonna finish chilling it down. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add little bats to the top of the cake. So you have a frightful night of guests seeing bats and owls and spiders and everything else when they come to your house for supper. We will have the instructions on the bats here in a second. I want to cut some of these down so they're not all the same height. They don't all fly the same height. There's times people are outside walking and they're ducking, so. Okay. And I'll show you how quick before we put it in the fridge. I don't like that one. I think he's too tall. I have ghosts in my kitchen. It's making weird noises. Oh, something's done. I'll be right back. It's the apple and stuffing pork chop dinner. So this is working out pretty good. We can do the bat quick, and then we can go ahead and pull that out of the oven and serve it, and we'll be ready. Okay, for the bat, if you noticed, I took a 6-inch piece of ribbon, and I'm just like gonna tie it in a knot. And you don't wanna pull the knot tight yet, so you've got it loose like that. Then you take a half of a florist wire and put a hook in it, about 1 inch long, and you're gonna run that through the knot. If you can find it. There he is. And then you're gonna pull that tight down and start to twist it, and I'll get my little thing out. But now you can pull your bat tight. Okay, then you wanna take your pliers or needle nose, whatever you have, and twist this wire so that you don't have that raw edge of wire there for people to poke their fingers on. Okay, so it kind of looks like a bat, but now you're gonna make his little wings. So you just start at the bottom and you cut a half moon so far up, and then you cut again, another half moon, and you've got your bat edges. So that's how you get bats. And that is how we're gonna finish off our bat cake and put it in the refrigerator to chill while we get the main course set up. And we will be right back.
Keep up to date with all the latest news and offers from Valley and get in on some fun contests and giveaways. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook.
Okay, next thing I told you we were gonna do, get your kids to help you with this. This is a fun little trick or treat idea. It's a spider out of this is one of those Smartie suckers that you get at the bank or the grocery store is where I bought this. So, or a Tootsie Pop will work. The Blow Pops. This one here, there's instructions on both how to do a larger spider, or if you want to use the Dum Dums and use a smaller spider, make a smaller spider. The instructions are on the Valley's homepage for both. So, and we will go ahead and make both. To make the large one, you want to take 4 pipe cleaners and just give them a twist in the center. And then you're going to take your sucker and you're going to twist it around your sucker like 2 times so that they're there. So that forms his body, and it may be off-centered where one side's longer, so that's why you have a side cutter to help. And then you take and just spread his legs out. These are so simple. I mean, the kids will have a ball doing this. I forgot to do one thing. Sorry, guys. This is what, when you get it, after you get it twisted, then you want to twist it on the top so that you've got it where the body is. That way you're easier, your legs are going to be more together. You can spread them out. They got that twist, so you've got that. He's fanning out. And I do not like spiders, let me tell you. I see a spider and it's John. If he's not home, I take the fly swatter, and when I get done with the fly swatter, it's got a hook in it because I hit them so hard to make sure that they're dead. So anyway, this is what you have so far. Now you want to go ahead and be right back. I gotta check those. No, not yet. You want to take and go so far out, and then you want to put a hook in it for his leg so that he'll stand up, and then the very tip of it just bend again a little bit so it's like his foot, toes, whatever, like spiders really have toes, but it helps him stand up. It's another craft project kids can do at Head Start or in school. You guys could make a bunch of spider suckers and take them up to the nursing homes. Ask if they're diabetic before you give them one. Okay. See, then you got to play with him to make his legs touch the ground. I think this one here, his legs actually ended up being longer. I must have did something different compared to the first ones, but I wrote the instructions down, so now you'll get the real deal. Okay, and then you want to get some of these wiggly eyes, and you can have, I got 7mm ones. They're little enough that I can use them on both suckers. If they're too big, then they won't work on the little dum-dums. So what I'm going to do then is use one of these scrapbooking squares. Try and get it off. And we're just going to cut that into like 4s. And put one on the back of each eye, and then you attach the eye to your spider. There, one big spider done. I'll put these on the eyes. We'll go ahead and do the little one too so that you guys can see them both. These also will be in Valley. Last year when I did the Halloween show, we had the juice boxes and stuff sitting in there where people could come in and see them and get the directions and stuff. I don't know how many people actually did it, but I had fun doing them. Grandkids loved them. Okay. Excuse me, if you don't have scrapbooking stuff to work with, you can always use glue stick, tacky glue. Elmer's glue might work if you put it on and let it set a little bit beforehand so that it starts to get kind of thick. Okay, for a small one, you want to take 2 pipe cleaners, cut them in half, and then it's the same as with the big one. You just want to take and twist it and put it on your dum-dum. And twist it around. And this is where you're going to see different lengths. This is the second time this has happened on me, so it happens every time. So these 4 are good. This side we got a couple longer ones, so you'll want to cut those down. Spread his legs out, bend them. Add his eyeballs. And you lost an eye. Okay. Well, anyway, this is how you do it. So you'll have cute little spider treats for your trick-or-treaters. When I was working at the school one year, we had Secret Santa. And I don't know who I had, but I made them gingerbread cookies. And I don't know if I did gingerbread cookies on the show this last Christmas or not. I don't remember. But I go to a lot of work by putting the zigzags on their arms and stripes and all this stuff and decorating them. And one of the ladies I worked with didn't know that I had made them, and she made the comment, oh, somebody has a lot of free time on their hands. I do, I don't. I like to play with fun, crafty things. Believe me, I have nobody that's gonna be coming out to our house for Halloween knocking on doors, so I probably won't even have candy here if somebody would show up. But anyway, this is what you can do for Halloween. Like I said, they're fun little crafts you can do with your kids, your grandkids, your Sunday school kids, whatever. That brings up the end of our crafty stuff. So we're gonna take a break and be right back.
Valley's Mobile Command Center is coming to a town near you. Stop in at Valley's Mobile Command Center to learn more about our services, see and test some of our products, ask questions, or just to visit with us. Make sure to check your newsletter for specific dates and times when we will be rolling into your town.
Okay, this is what we've got for you. We've got the pork chop with stovetop stuffing, apple, casserole, whatever you want to call it. Great fall recipe. Then I went ahead and made the bat ganache, chocolate bat cake with the ganache and the little bats on it. We have our pumpkin, which minus styrofoam, the original or the one with the real pumpkins will be down at the Valley office. And then we have the little suckers that we did for you guys to do with your kids or grandkids or kids at school. All these instructions and recipes will be at Valley. If you have the internet, you can get them off the internet. And if not, the home office will print off a copy of whatever you'd like. Hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you next time on Country Cooking.